She woke up because someone said her name. Soft, almost like a whisper. At first, she thought it was part of a dream, but then she heard it again from the living room. Emma. Her eyes opened slowly. The apartment was dark and completely silent, except for the faint glow coming from the small smart speaker sitting on the coffee table. She frowned. The device wasn't supposed to activate unless someone said the wake word, and she was alone. Her phone showed the time, 3:03 a.m. Then the speaker lit up again, the blue ring glowing in the darkness, and a voice came from it, calm, mechanical, but somehow quieter than usual. Playing last request. Her stomach tightened. She hadn't asked it to play anything. The speaker crackled softly, and then a recording started playing. At first, she thought it was just background noise, static, a faint hum. Then she heard something inside the recording. Footsteps. Inside an apartment. Her apartment. Her heart started beating faster because a second later she heard her own voice in the recording from earlier that night. She sat up in bed immediately. Her heart started racing. The smart speaker was still playing the recording. She could clearly hear the sound of someone walking across the living room floor. Slow footsteps. Then the sound of a chair moving slightly. Her stomach tightened because the recording sounded exactly like her apartment. Every small sound echoed the same way. The same wooden floor creak near the couch. The same soft hum from the refrigerator in the kitchen. Then her voice appeared again in the recording. Calm, casual, like she had been talking earlier in the evening. Turn off the lights. She remembered saying that before going to bed. The lights in the living room had turned off right after, but the recording kept going, even after that moment. The sound of footsteps continued, moving slowly across the room. Her breathing became shallow because she knew something about the smart speaker. It only recorded audio for a few seconds after hearing the wake word, but this recording was much longer, almost like someone had been listening continuously. Her phone buzzed softly on the nightstand. A notification appeared from the smart home app. Voice activity detected. Living room. Her heart skipped because the speaker was already playing a recording, which meant the app had just detected new audio right now from the living room. Her eyes slowly moved toward the bedroom door. The hallway outside was dark, completely silent. Then the speaker in the living room activated again. The blue ring lit up, and the voice assistant spoke quietly. New command received. Her heart started pounding. She hadn't said anything, yet the smart speaker had just said, "New command received." The blue light in the living room was still glowing, visible through the small gap under her bedroom door. Her phone buzzed again. Another notification from the smart home app. Voice command detected, 3:06 a.m. Her stomach twisted. She slowly opened the app. Normally, the app showed a transcript of voice commands, what someone had asked the speaker to do. The text loaded, and her chest tightened. The command read, "Play it again." Her breathing became shallow because she definitely hadn't said that. The speaker crackled again. Then the same recording started playing once more. The footsteps, the chair moving, her own voice saying earlier, "Turn off the lights." But this time, the recording didn't stop there. A new sound appeared, something she hadn't heard the first time. A second set of footsteps, slower, heavier, walking across the living room floor. Her heart almost stopped because she lived alone. The audio continued. The second footsteps stopped, right near the bedroom door, right outside her room. Then the recording ended. The apartment fell silent again. For a few seconds, nothing happened. Then the smart speaker activated one more time. The blue ring lit up brightly, and the assistant spoke again. Quiet, almost mechanical. Continuing recording. The speaker crackled, and the audio started playing again. This time, it was live. She could hear the living room clearly. Silence. Then a faint sound, very close to the microphone. Breathing. Slow. Steady. Right next to the smart speaker. Her entire body went cold. The breathing continued through the speaker. Slow. Quiet. Right next to the microphone in the living room. Which meant whoever was making that sound was standing only a few feet away from the smart speaker, inside her apartment. Her heart pounded in her ears. She looked toward the bedroom door again. The hallway outside was completely dark. No shadows, no movement. But the audio from the speaker kept playing. Then another sound appeared. Soft footsteps, moving slowly across the living room. Her phone buzzed again. Another alert from the smart home app. Device activated. Living room speaker. She opened the notification quickly. Normally, the app would show which device had given a command, but this time, something looked strange. Instead of showing a name like Emma's voice or guest voice, the command was labeled external device. Her stomach tightened. She checked the device activity list. One unfamiliar device had connected to the smart speaker a few minutes earlier. The name was short, just 2 words, nearby phone. Her breathing became shallow, because that meant someone close to the apartment had connected their phone to her smart speaker using Bluetooth. Her phone buzzed again. Another command appeared in the log. Command received. Lower the volume. The smart speaker instantly became quieter, but the live recording was still playing. And now she could hear something even more clearly. A whisper, very close to the speaker microphone. So quiet it almost blended into the background, but the assistant still picked it up and repeated it out loud. Bedroom door. Her heart nearly stopped. Bedroom door. The smart speaker repeated the words exactly as it had heard them. That meant the whisper had come from someone standing in the living room, someone inside the apartment. Her breathing became shallow. She stared at the bedroom door. The small gap underneath it showed only darkness. No shadows moving, no footsteps. Nothing. Her phone buzzed again. Another update appeared in the smart home app. Bluetooth device disconnected. The device labeled nearby phone had just vanished from the connection list. The speaker in the living room went silent. No breathing, no footsteps, just quiet. Her heart kept racing as she slowly stood up. Every step toward the bedroom door felt heavier. She reached the handle, paused, then slowly opened the door. The hallway outside was empty. The living room lights were still off. The smart speaker sat alone on the coffee table. Its blue ring was dark now, like nothing had happened. She walked closer carefully. Her phone buzzed one last time. A final notification from the smart home app. Voice recording saved. Her hands trembled as she opened the clip. The audio began playing. First, the breathing, then the footsteps, then the whisper, bedroom door. But this time, the recording continued for a few more seconds, long enough for another sound to appear, the faint click of a door opening and footsteps walking quietly away from the inside of her apartment toward the hallway outside.